This is Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. I never thought I would say that. Welcome back, besties. I mean, what a week. I mean, I wanted to dig into Bieberchella and Weekend 2 and how Billie went on stage and she's the one less lonely girl, but I have so much more to talk about because I went to Hulu Get Real this weekend, and I'm sure some of you were surprised. I did talk about it on the podcast, but yeah, I was invited about a month ago by Hulu to this event, and at first I got a +1 and I was going to bring Torre, and then they took the +1 away, but Torre still came with me on the trip. And I swear he thinks that like I'm incapable. He doesn't think I'm incapable. He just wants to take care of me, and that's fine. But like I can totally do it. But I also really like the help because sometimes I need to be doing content, and he can do other things for me, like order me an Uber, order me a Lyft. Like it's very helpful. So he was there with me every step of the way until I sat in my Lyft on the way to the Hulu event. He closed the door and he literally watched me on Life 360 from TomTom. But it was so much fun. Before the Hulu event, we did some normal stuff. We went to Rodeo Drive. I treated myself. I got a Prada bag. And we went to Rodeo Drive, just like walked all around. But in Prada, the guy that sold me my bag, this is crazy, the day before or so, sold a bag to Michaela and Macy, which was crazy because then I saw Macy at Hulu and I told her about it. And I was like, wait, where's Michaela? And she said that Michaela's skin was like acting up, which makes me really sad. So she didn't want to go. But there's so much to dive in here. Like, so before the event, we went to Nobu. Torre saw a rapper that he really liked in college. I don't even know his name. We went out to lunch and we literally saw Ken Todd wandering around without a dog, without Lisa. And I never saw him at the Hulu event, which was kind of strange now that I think about it. He was wandering into the book. I can't even think of the restaurant name. It wasn't a restaurant that they own. And then he wandered across the street to the coffee shop. And I swear he didn't even look across the street to see if anybody was coming. Like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm kind of concerned. But we also went to Sir and had a drink there after Nobu. And nobody was in there. But the guy that was serving us our drinks totally wants to be on the show. 1,000,000% wants to be on the show. We also went to Something About Her the day of the Hulu event, and their food is so good. It is such a cute restaurant. If you were thinking like, I might want to go, literally, I'm going to crave that sandwich for the rest of my life. Like, it is so good. And people were ordering for Uber Eats. Like, people don't just like go there just because of Katie and Ariana, which, by the way, they were not in there. But it's okay because I've met Ariana before at BravoCon and then later at the Hulu event. I had no idea, but Katie was there, and I'll get to why. So I ended up getting a blowout at the Dry Bar, which I'm so glad that I did because they did my hair so well. I was so happy with it. And it was a little bit cold and windy that morning, so I had a backup dress just in case. And it was like a long sleeve, like blazer dress. It's like black and brown striped with like pink flowers. And I was so close to wearing that because I could have worn my new purse with it, and I kind of wanted to, but I originally picked out this pink set, which I am so glad that I ended up wearing because everyone was wearing. The theme was spring chic, so I just leaned into it, and I almost brought a sweater, but I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm like going to like my first day of school in first grade. I don't even know how to explain it, but if I'm holding a sweater, that's how I feel. I was not cold the entire event until like at 7:00 and everybody was freezing, but there were like space heaters and stuff. But Lacey from the Valley, I have been talking to here and there since before she was ever on the show, before she was even thinking about being on the show, because I made a post about her before about like her life. And I texted her that I was in town, and she was like, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have time to see you, but I'm in town. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the same event. So her and Jesse ended up being at the same event as me, and we chatted for a while. And Jesse, at one point, I was like looking around and like trying to like do content too. And I was talking to Jesse for a while, and at one point he was like, I guess you don't want to hear what I have to say anymore. And I was like, I do want to hear what you have to say. I do want to hear what you have to say, Jesse, but I'm also like looking at Jimmy Kimmel walking behind you or Stassi Schroeder. Like I was so distracted, but it was so fun hanging out with Jesse and Lacey. They're so nice. So nice. But they were talking to me about Scamanda and how it's like overshadowing their show. And that's got to be annoying. That's got to be hard. But I also talked to Nick Vile and I was asking him about the Austin Kroll stuff, and he would not like really get into it. But he said there's more to the story. There's more to the story, and he was talking about how you like make a relationship with people that come on your show. I have no idea. I think I almost got it out of him, but I have no idea. But he was super nice. I told him that I started this podcast, and he was like, he said that he didn't make a penny until like 9 months of posting. So, and he told me to keep going. And he was like, maybe one day we'll have you on. And I was like, please do. But Nick and I, we met each other at BravoCon, and I told him that we have the same birthday. And I think he remembered me because I told him that. It was like a specific thing, but I was like, it's crazy that we both like are kind of doing the same thing and we have the same birthday. Like I know that a lot of people don't like him, but he's always been very nice, and at the end of the day, he's my birthday twin. What am I supposed to do? And I look up to him when it comes to podcast stuff, and I think I like him. And Marciano and Jesse were definitely together. I saw them making out. He was incredibly nice. I told him that I thought that he was going to be a DICK. I told him that, and he was really sad, but I was like, that's how you come off on the show. That's what you seem like. But other than season 3, I think season 3, he seems very different. But he's totally with Jesse, and he told me that his flight to her house or his flight to where she lives is 52 minutes. Like they're totally together and they were making out. But he took a sip of my margarita, which was a little bit strange. But anyways, so I saw Katie Maloney with her boyfriend, and I had never met her before. She was so nice, and she's so pretty, you guys. So pretty. And she was there because of Stassi's new show with Christina Kelly and her sister. And I don't know, I think Bo's sister is going to be on it too, but she wasn't there. But it looks so good. I'm so interested to see it. But you need to watch Vanderpump Villa to know like what the storyline for this show is going to be about. But very excited. Christina Kelly was so nice. I told her I loved her chapstick. She was like, she really liked that compliment. Georgia was really nice. They were all everybody there was really nice. But I saw Stassi, and I think I scared her a little bit because, I mean, like, before I started this, back in the day, I was obsessed with her. Like, I listened to her podcast endlessly. Like, and even though I didn't like what she did, I didn't like why she got canceled. It's messed up. I just think it was very ignorant, and she needed to learn. And I think that everybody deserves a second chance. If it was just ignorance, if you're flat out like being disgusting, like on purpose, and you know what you're doing, like goodbye. But I think that she needed to learn. She needed a lesson. And she said that she went to like coaching classes and things like that. Not to me, but she said that before in a podcast. But I'm glad that she's had a second chance, and I think she's changed a lot, and she's a mom now, and hopefully she doesn't do something like that again. But I'm excited for this new show. And I told her, I was like, I manifested this moment that I was rooting for her, and, I'm a big fan. And I started to get teary-eyed. I mean, I did. And I don't know if she could tell, but I was like, okay, well, it's so nice meeting you. And I like walked away, but I feel like I freaked her out a little bit. But whatever. I mean, huge fan. When you meet somebody that you're a huge fan of, I mean, whatever. Whatever. And Lisa Vanderpump was really nice. She was letting her dog go pee-pee. And I met Wells from Bachelor in Paradise, and I was talking to him about Ashley I, and he was like, well, when I first went up to him, somebody introduced me, Zach Reality. He's like, oh, this is Lindsay. She does a bunch of Bravo stuff. And he's like, you guys should talk Ashley I. And I was like, that's exactly why I'm coming over here. And Wells was like, well, I used to date her. And I was like, of course. That's why I want to talk to you. That's literally why I want to talk to you about her. And I was like, I just made a post the other day about like her whole history, because some people don't know, her her obsession with Jared and like the whole love story. And he was like, yeah, every show needs different types of people. And he was like, Ashley is perfect for it. And he said basically that he hasn't watched. I mean, he's married now. He legit dated her. But he thinks she's perfect for the show. And he was laughing at what I was saying. Gia from Love is Blind was so nice. So nice. She's a new mom, and we were just like venting about being moms, and like she's at her first baby. And when I was at my first baby, you know, I did like the majority of like the work, and she's complaining about how Blake doesn't really do anything. And I was literally snuggling up against like this space heater, like the outside space heater, what I don't know what they're called, with Blake. We were just like cozying up together with these like wraps that they were handing out. And he was like, I was like, oh, hi. And he was like, hi. And I was like, you know, I used to watch Bachelor in Paradise and I didn't like you, but I don't remember why. So, and he was laughing. But it's just like everywhere you walked, you saw somebody famous, like Brooks Nate or Jimmy Kimmel was right behind me. Like I was at the bar ordering like a Stasi Spritz or whatever. And Jimmy Kimmel's like camera crew came up right behind me. Brooks Nader was like standing right behind me. Just insanity. Malika was one of the first people I saw, and I told her how much I love her friendship with Chloe. And she said that Chloe was there. No other Kardashians were there. But I had no idea that Chloe was announcing a new show called The Girls, which is literally about their friendships. And then Travis Barker was also there announcing some sort of show. And there was also a new show called The Mob, with like Demi from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and Joe Gorga, which is so random, like a bunch of like really random people. And I don't even know what the premise is. I don't even know what the show is about. But Joe Gorga is going to be on a Hulu show. And they announced Dancing with the Stars. And Maura was there. I thought Rob was going to be there for sure because this guy walked out with a snake and was talking about being a snake wrangler. And so I 100% thought it was going to be Rob. But it was Maura, which I think I like more. You know, I think that's a better choice. But she was stunning. Stunning. I didn't get to meet her, but I was like right by her when she was getting interviewed. And then they announced Sierra, which I was very excited about. But she the fact that she would have been there if they weren't recording the reunion, filming the reunion that weekend is just insane. And I'm slightly sad about that. But you know, we need that reunion. So you know, I'm excited to see that too, and we'll get to all of that. So let's get into Say Less, Spill More. Say Less, Spill More. So as you know, they were filming the reunion yesterday. Today is Friday, so they were filming it yesterday. And audio was leaked, and it's like, who the F leaked this? People think it was West or Amanda and think that there was like a phone in between them because they were the loudest. But when Sierra was calling Amanda a snake and all that, it sounded like there was somebody muffled laughing. And I don't think that West would be laughing at that. Whoever it is, in my opinion, was not on the stage and is Team Sierra. Because there was muffled laughing. West wouldn't be laughing about Sierra calling Amanda a snake. But Kyle said that they're fraudulent. Mia was like, why did you decide to go from married to side bitch? Like, this is unnecessary. Wes said that the statement was rushed. I mean, like, it wasn't rushed. You were fully in charge. You were fully in charge of announcing your situationship. And the fact that Amanda was like, you can't help who you like. Yeah, you can. The second that a friend of mine is dating somebody in all of my life, the second that my sister was dating somebody, immediately unattractive to me. Like, I don't think you're ugly. You're just immediately like off limits to the point that like you could be related to me. Like, that's how off limits you are. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. It's just like you're like a cousin. Like, it's just like never going to happen. It's never even going to be considered. It's gross. It's like pretty much illegal. Like, that's how it is for me. And she was using how Sierra said before that you can't help who you care about, like Austin and West. And when Sierra was talking about that, it was in regard to like race and things like that. And it's just so sick for Sierra's best friend, who was seemingly there for her with uncomfortable conversations and all through everything, and you're going to use what Sierra said in a deep, sad moment against her. There's zero remorse. There's zero understanding of what she did wrong because she just kept saying, like, I'm not married anymore, which you are, which you are. And she's like, what am I supposed to do? Be like celibate for the rest of my life? Literally, nobody ever said that you need to be celibate. Go bang whoever you want other than West. Go bang whoever you want other than Craig. Go bang whoever you want other than your friends' freaking exes. Does that make sense to you? And since you don't understand, you also don't bang your friends like husbands and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if she needs like it to be written out for her. Like, apparently common sense is just not common at all, especially for Amanda Batuglia. And she was basically like saying like she denied it until she didn't really say this, but it's like she denied it until she couldn't anymore. And I think she only said yes and like only talked to it because she didn't want the footage to come out about her intimate moment. You're sick. You're sick. But Sierra calls her a snake in the grass, and it's basically like, don't even deny it because you know that you are. And like, she really doesn't deny it in this alleged leaked audio. But it's like, I, how do you not go in there and just apologize? How do you not have any remorse? And they're not going to work out. Wes and Amanda are not going to work out. I honestly can't wait to see what happens. I cannot wait to see them break up and Sierra be on Dancing with the Stars and Amanda just have Jimmy John's for the rest of her life. Bravo is picking up an investigation about the leaked summer house stuff. So they are going to find out who did this. They're going to get in a lot of trouble because this is so messed up. So Bravo posted the summer house reunion audio leak represents a serious breach of trust and clear lack of respect for the cast, crew, and integrity of the production process. We take the matter very seriously and have launched a full investigation. We will take appropriate action based on our findings. Like, this is getting insane. Absolutely nuts. Kyle Cook and Carl posted how much money they made from all of the Carl is a Mess merch, and they're donating a lot of it to charity, which is great, which also means that Loverboy is probably thriving if they're donating. And then after the reunion, West and Amanda were seen walking out together, and Amanda's wearing like this fur jacket, and it's like, it's not winter anymore, babe. It's spring. What the hell happened to her fashion? She looks like it's not cute. I can't wait to see what her reunion look is going to be. But in good news, uh Sonic at least is on the right side of history, unlike Jimmy John's, and had an ad with Ariana and Sierra, which was a very cute ad. Sierra posted it on TikTok. It's probably all over social media, so go look for it if you want to see it. And Mia from Southern Hospitality was on Watch What Happens Live and said that Amanda said to her at BravoCon that West and Amanda pre-gamed Mia's date. And then Mia was like, and I don't want like anything to do with this. And Andy was like, well, you are now involved. Paige and Hannah were on Devil Wears Prada, red carpet. They are both going to be cameos in the movie. We knew, at least I knew, I posted about it, that Paige was going to be a cameo, but I did not know about Hannah. So I'm really excited for her. And West also was on a podcast of some kind and said that Amanda's getting the brunt of all of this and people are calling her a home wrecking whore, which is like not a great insult. Like, it kind of doesn't make sense that like people got her phone number and were being mean to her or something. And he also said that there was no overlap, and it's like, just like, don't even talk because I'm not going to believe anything you say. Like, you could say the sky is blue and I'm going to be like, is it? Like, if West is saying that the sky is blue, it probably isn't. Like, that's the level of like me not trusting that man. In Vanderpump Rules news, Tom Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live, and he said that Sheena doesn't care that Lala is on the Valley, which I think is absolutely false. And he also said that she has new music coming out, so keep an eye. In Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news, Sutton Strack is now Sutton Brown. Her handle is still Sutton Strack, but her name in her bio, her name on Instagram is Sutton Brown. So congratulations to her. In Roni Legacy, Dorinda and Ramona were spotted yelling at each other, which really isn't surprising. In Salt Lake City / Real Housewives of Miami news, Alexia and Angie K were spotted filming something. Alexia made a thread saying that she was doing something exciting, filming something exciting. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be. Real Housewives of Miami news, Lisa Hochstein sent me a message saying thank you so much for support, which was very nice. It's very nice when people reach out when you support them. It's really, really nice. And like Stassi commented on my post and she knows how much I love her after I met her. It's nice when Bravo people or people of any kind thank people that support them. In Real Housewives of New Jersey news, Margaret was filming something and she said that she filmed with the new girls. Like she was fully going to be a part of it. Like she was fully considering doing this show. So it sounds more like she quit and less like she was fired because she said that she found out that Teresa was filming again. She wouldn't say who, but it's totally Teresa, and that she decided to not do this anymore. In Real Housewives of Potomac news, Monique is rumored to be returning. So maybe she's going to be a friend of, maybe she's just going to be like a Denise Richards pop-in. Who knows? But that would be exciting. And Giselle and Wendy unfollowed each other. Interesting. I'm interested to know what happens. In Real Housewives of Atlanta news, I totally would have posted about this, but I was about to leave for the Hulu event. But Big Papa, Kim Zolciak's ex-fiance, I believe, has passed away, which is kind of sad. He's a Bravo icon. I never even knew what he looked like, so very sad news. On to the Bravoholic Breakdown, my hot takes on the episodes this week. Let's get into Rhode Island. Man, Liz immediately regrets her reaction to Kelsey, and I'm glad that she did because it was a little bit unhinged, more than a little bit. She meets up with Kelsey. Kelsey thought that she was like gonna be destroyed, but Liz was very apologetic. They worked it out. They're good. It's just so funny. This group, the big things that are going on, and the little things that set these people off. But I am so glad that they resolved things so quickly. Like, that's the type of television that we want to see. This is what we want. We want big issues, little problems, quick resolution. And that's what this show is giving us. But rumor has it, Rosie lost her job because she had a situation with one of her bosses, but she claims that she just like left on medical leave, which is interesting. Dolores feels for Rula. Rula is talking to like the aunts and stuff, like all of Alicia's aunts about her husband, and they basically like want her to destroy him, which like just leave the guy. Can that just be season 2? You leaving this man? And they're saying that she's a boss at her job, but not as a wife, which was quite a dig. Alicia is just nonstop talking about pizza chips, which is basically pizza without cheese. And I don't know that that's my thing. I don't know that that's my thing. And apparently, Rula was originally the other woman with her husband, that he was married to Alicia's Spanish teacher that she loved. You lose them how you get them. All of the women think that Liz is scary, which is so funny because I don't find her scary at all. I think she seems like a very sweet person. And Ashley's a little bit afraid of her, so she comes off like she's not interested in being her friend when Ashley is just kind of shy, and she's that her mom was like that and she just needs to like fix things a little bit. But they all get together, and Joellen's sister, I made a post about this, is very weird about Joellen's husband, but we found out on like episode 1 that they used to date in high school. And then this episode, Joellen said that her husband has touched her sister's boobs. And it's like, how can you even marry that person? How can you even marry somebody that has touched your sister's boobs? It's weird. But her sister's like all done up to babysit with her husband while she's out of town. She's doing the laundry, she's cooking the food, she's flirting. It's like she's trying to steal her family. It's very weird. And I feel like her husband likes it and is flirting back, and she like is saying that she wants his sperm for children. This isn't gonna end well. This isn't gonna end well. So Alicia, they're all at this get together, and Rosie calls out Alicia for saying that Liz is scary, and they blow up, and Ashley I is terrified, and then they like very quickly resolve it. Like they just go off. It's the hugest fight over this fire, this smoke. They're having s'mores, and Liz is like, Alicia, you're acting like I did the other night. You're gonna regret this. And Alicia's like, no, I'm not. And they're like cussing each other out. And then they go off to their side and they fix it. And it's just done. It's just done. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am obsessed with K. Michelle. I am obsessed with her. Obsessed with her. But she gets so upset about Portia asking if she had a miscarriage, which is a very sensitive topic. But if you know Portia, you should not take anything that she says to heart or seriously. Like, I think she just like spews things, and she just like, she takes things in and she's not really hearing it correctly. And like, that's literally why she got kicked off of Traders. And I made a whole post about K. Michelle, that she's like my new favorite. But she did not mean it the way that Michelle took it, K. Michelle. And K. Michelle like talks to Portia after she tweets all this crap about her. And Portia's like, I didn't mean it like that. But K. Michelle is taking it personally because she's currently trying and wants a daughter. And that's obviously why she's taking it to heart. But after Portia said, I didn't mean it like that, I don't get why K. Michelle is like, no, she did. I don't know why somebody would mean that in a mean way, like try to hurt you with that word, especially that Portia has gone through miscarriages. Like that doesn't really make sense to me. Also, Pinky and K. Michelle saying that Phaedra eats dead people. Where is this coming from? And why do people keep coming for Phaedra? Like, she's being very quiet. Do you really want to activate Phaedra? Really? Why are you coming for her? It's very weird. And Shamia's vibe is so weird with her husband. All of that, the rum stuff, and she wants to have a peach flavored rum. And he's just like, I think he acts more like a dad than a husband. It's very odd. And then we see Cynthia with the newbies. It's funny. She didn't realize that they were like sorority sisters. Cynthia is always like, you know, the adult in the room. It feels like she's like the chaperone in the whole crew. And Angela was just saying in a confessional how she's never gonna like flip houses again. And it was like the next scene that we see that she has another house that she's flipping. It was very weird. I was like, did I just hear you correctly? Because you just said that you weren't going to do this again, and now you're doing this again? Very weird. Ladies of London. Mark and Margot are going at it. And it's like, it's really confusing because I think Margot is taking it too far. Obviously, she's calling Mark a freak when he's gone through so much, and like he can't even be himself and his family. And she's also at the same time like crashing out because she's having postpartum stuff. And then she's coming for Martha. I'm making a post about this. She's coming for Martha because Martha said something about her velvet. But she said that to her face, so I don't really get why she's crashing out, and she, like, left the trip without even saying goodbye to Emma and not even telling Martha, her best friend that has been there for her throughout this entire season, like, defending her and so concerned, and she's, like, completely ghosting her. It doesn't make any sense to me. And she's creating enemies because she's like, "I don't have anybody." And that's, like, gonna make you not have anybody. And then she's crying to Wallace and Gromit. So much is going on. And then Mark's getting lost in a maze. Kimmy's saying she's made of cheese. This show is so funny. I loved Mark being so personal and vulnerable. And he was saying that he can't even introduce his partner to his family. And I hope that we get to meet his partner because we want to meet him. We want to know your life, even if your family doesn't. It makes me so sad that he was getting so sad about Margot calling him a freak because he's not a freak. It was nice to see the group have some fun when Margot left. It's sad. She is making this issue for herself and making herself left out when it didn't have to be this way. It was not that deep. It's about clothes. It's about your panty line. It's not that deep. And now it is. You made it deep. Southern Hospitality, Michaels has a photo shoot. He's so cute. He really is so cute. And he was banned from a dating app. Like, how do you get banned from a dating app? And he said that he was posting nudes. I didn't even think that you could get banned for that, but it's been a long time. I haven't been on a dating app in a very long time. Almost 10 years. I don't know how they work anymore. But that's how I met my husband. That's how I met Torre. Hinge. Highly recommend 10 years ago. I don't know about today. Maddie and Joe had not slept in the same bed for a whole week, and Mia was saying on Watch What Happens Live that she does not like. She was like it seemed like she doesn't think that they're end game. I think she thinks that Joe Bradley really loves Maddie. She was saying it seems like she doesn't think that Maddie loves him. That they're not going to end up being anything, which is sad because Joe loves her so much. And Emmy has just crossed the line. Crossed the line like so bad that I think she should like this is messed up. I think she's not getting backlash online as much as she should. This is bad. And I loved seeing Bradley's girlfriend stick up for him like in the bed like she said all the right words. She handled this beautifully. Beautifully because it wasn't coming across well for like Emmy was not listening to Bradley. So she needed a female, a white female to say it perfectly like she did for her to understand you are crossing the friggin' line. Like in a bad way, disgusting behavior. And they had a goth party for Joe's birthday and Mia wearing that wig and not dressing like the other girls was so funny to me. And we see Charlie show up with Justin. And Mia said on Watch What Happens Live that she thinks that they're endgame and that Justin loves her a lot, which is kind of cute, even though I think Justin's a little bit weird. Summer House, I made a post about this, but Amanda shaking her butt was sick. Amanda calling Kyle out for messing up his DJ thing was just rude. Mia was having dreams about her parents, and Sierra took Mia and her brother to a medium, and it was so cute. Sierra just like is a really good person, you can tell. It was really sad to watch that. And I want mediums to be real. And I hope that that really was her grandma and her mom talking to Mia. But it seems like Mia is going to break up with her boyfriend, which is what I called from the start. And I think that Jesse's going to go for her. Do I think they're going to date? No. Do I think they're a match? No. But I think that Jesse will give his, shoot his shot. And Dara and KJ are official. They're adorable. I think that they're gonna get married. I think they're endgame. But I loved seeing Mia and Sierra talk to him and be like, don't rush this. Take it slow. Don't freak her out. Like a real like sibling relationship. It was really sweet. Carl and Bailey flirting. Like, do you think they're dating? I think they could be dating. Like, I feel like that could be announced at the reunion. And it's just being clouded by all of this Scamanda stuff. But he was calling her a bale of hay and then an old bale of hay, and she was like getting butterflies from watching him like set up food. And he's like, I really just take pride in taking care of my family. Like, I think he is going to be a great dad. I think he's ready for a family. We see Kyle and Amanda meet up with Wes, and it was hard to watch, like this weird hug, the kiss on the cheek. I think the kiss on the cheek is normal. I think the hug and like the smile was weird. But Amanda was like giving him advice with Sierra, and it was like at the same time was showing some jealousy that they flirt on the side. But Amanda's basically telling Wes to apologize again because he's so supportive of Amanda and not of Sierra. And it's like, I think she just doesn't want the trouble from it and doesn't really actually care about Sierra. But on the way there, Wes was like, I think I'm going to apologize again. And KJ's like, how about you stop apologizing and just like act accordingly? I mean, come on. So Amanda ends up staying home, and I find that to be so strange. She's claiming that it's about her and Kyle, that they're not doing well, which they aren't, but I feel like this is the most they've been getting along all season. And it's totally because she knows that Wes and Sierra are going to be chatting because it's the end of the season, or she just knows how the show works. And Wes probably was like, you know what, I'm in my redemption arc season and I'm going to try and make myself look good. And this is what the audience wants to see. And Amanda probably just didn't want to see that because they flirt. and she is obviously obsessed with West. And so that's clearly why she was staying home. But then Sierra FaceTimes her because there's like no women in the house and she's not really friends with those other women. And Sierra's just, I mean, Amanda's just such a bitch. I can't stand her anymore. And I definitely think that West was like that Amanda texted West and was like, come upstairs and apologize right now. 100%. So then Sierra asks West to get coffee in the morning, which she does not deserve. And she looks so pretty. Like, at least like wear a bag over your head because he doesn't deserve to see your beauty at all. So they get together, they go to coffee, and she basically says, like, sorry to him. He doesn't deserve your apology. And they decide to be friends again. I mean, but like he doesn't deserve any of this, especially now, but like back then he doesn't even deserve that. Like on some level, like I was rooting for them to get back together and I would have loved that. But like I also didn't know that he was going to be making out with somebody on the same couch as her. Like he doesn't deserve her anymore after making out with a woman on the same couch and being that blatantly disrespectful. Whether the Amanda stuff happened or not, he does not deserve a Sierra's kindness. This isn't going to work. They're very flirty. There's obviously something, like some chemistry between them, some serious chemistry. It's not going to work. They could never be friends, whether this Amanda stuff happened or not. But he basically like flat out said that you can't help but resent the person that people are comparing you to. And I think that he hates her deep down. And so does Amanda. And I felt bad for Jesse, watching this back, and they were joking about how Jesse wanted to kiss Sierra, and he was like, "I knew you never would." And she was like, "Well, I wanted, like, it hurt my feelings that you said that you didn't care." And she was like, "Also, why didn't you like save me?" And I felt bad for him because he's a better catch than Wes at this point. And in the previews for the next episode, Amanda is like complaining about them being friends now, West and Sierra. And it's like, isn't this what you wanted, that you claimed you wanted? And you're only jealous because they're flirting and they probably end up banging. Messed up. The Valley. Honestly, this episode was boring. And to be honest with you, at the Hulu event, Jesse basically told me everything that happened. I was watching it, I'm like, oh, like, I thought that Jesse was just telling me about his life, and he just told me, like, this whole entire episode. Like, he was like, "Yeah, Michelle, she's gonna go to, like, this jeweler, Kyle Chan, and she's gonna get her ring changed into a necklace," but he didn't tell me that he got bit by a squirrel. Didn't tell me that. And Tom is going out for singles night with the women, and he ends up having, like, a crush on somebody, so he doesn't want, like, this other girl at the bar. It was just a bit of a snooze, to be honest with you. I didn't even have anything to post about. But Tom's been in a relationship for 7 months with some girl. They got a tattoo together, according to Watch What Happens Live. Kristen is having a really hard time. That's really hard to watch. But I feel like it's a little bit too real for me or something like that because I just had babies that it's like, it's just a bit upsetting to see somebody go through postpartum. And I've gone through postpartum anxiety, not depression, which it seems like maybe Kristen is going through both, and it's really nice to see that she has supportive friends like Jasmine and Brittany, but I think it's just like hard to watch for me or something. Um, and then her arguments with Luke, like I didn't deal with like the, intimacy stuff, but it's hard when both of you are going through, like, a new phase in life, and obviously the mother goes through more because 'cause you're dealing with postpartum and breastfeeding, and I was up way more than he was, with my boys, but the dad is obviously dealing with stuff too, and it really is a real thing. It's a real battle, um, but I don't know that I really wanna watch it right now or talk about it. I guess I like watching it. I just don't wanna, like, talk about it in a post, if that makes sense. And the guys go out. I just don't get why they want, like, Jason and Danny to get along. Like, it's not gonna work. I loved the part, though, when Danny was like, "Let's go hear what Janet has to say." I mean Jason, because obviously Jason is just like whipped by Janet. I don't know. I think they need to switch some stuff up with this show. I want to see more about, I want to see more with like Michelle and Lacey together and see how that goes. That's what I want to see. Less like baby talk and stuff like that. I think it's too real for me. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 1. There's some awkward tension between Erica, Kyle, and Dorit. Obviously, they like basically roll their eyes when Dorit walks out, and Dorit looks stunning. She looks stunning. And Erica is so open about her whole life, her DV, the abuse with Tom Girardi. And Bose asks Erica to DJ at her wedding, and she says yes, which is cute. And Rachel said that the welcome back has been overwhelming, like really good, and that she was more open than she thought that she was going to be on the show. And Andy asked if there was any part of her that was like trying to get back at Roger by being on this show, and she said no. And then Andy asked if Rachel has any sort of relationship with Roger's girlfriend, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And she said that Roger doesn't have any sort of relationship with her parents, which is really sad. But I guess like more so with her mom, and that they had to invite him over for Thanksgiving because her mom wanted her to, and that he stayed like really late. And apparently it seems like Rachel Zoe has a boyfriend. That she was spotted on the red carpet with him, and that he's a life coach, which is insane, and that he sells online courses, which is very Amanda Francis, not Batuglia. Honestly, I just want Rachel Zoe to be happy. She deserves it. Go have fun. She's been with this guy forever, and he was such a grump. But I feel like Erica has never been this open, especially about her like ex-marriage with Tom Girardi, and like all of like the legal stuff. Like apparently all of that is starting soon, and I hope it goes well. As long as she really wasn't involved, I hope she doesn't have to deal with the repercussions of what her ex-husband has done. And it's really sad to hear like her be abused, because she seems like such a tough woman that you don't expect that, her to be in that type of situation, but she was, with an abusive emotionally, financially, and physically with a different man, which is very, very sad. And she had to call 911. And I was happy to hear that she didn't have any sort of backlash from this man from announcing it on the show. And Kyle and Dorit get into it a little bit. I feel like it's just like, what we already know. Like I feel like it was slightly a boring first reunion episode. They just were talking about stuff that we already know, other than Erica talking about Tom Girardi and her, abusive relationship. But Dorit was saying to Kyle basically like, you don't know my finances, or if you do, it's because Mo is talking to PK. And I mean, Dorit made a great point that like right now things are good with her and Kyle and Mauricio, because they're not even like filing. So things are good right now. You're good. But if you end up having to split things, you're probably not going to be as good as you are right now. And that's a great point. And I'm really glad that the girls were telling Amanda Francis that she is being disrespectful to her husband. It's so interesting that during the season she's saying that she bought their house when her husband has a job. Her husband has a job. They bought it together. Very weird thing for her to say. But things are not going to go well for her if she keeps doing that. I can't imagine that he's liking her saying that. They're saying that she's leaning in with like money and like items and like her purse and stuff. And Erica was like, well, you told the camera people to get a picture of your bag to make sure that they got your bag. And it's like, you're not being yourself. And if you are, your personality really sucks. Maybe either way, your personality sucks. I think this is going to be one and done for Amanda Francis. I think it's becoming very obvious. On to in the comments. I'm not going to read my favorite comment of the week because that's like a bit narcissistic, but I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that was giving me compliments from my Hulu thing. I just really appreciate all of the kind words from everybody. So thank you so much. Time for Ask Torre, the Bravoholic.
Ask Torre, the Bravoholic.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your segment.
All right, Ask Torre, the Bravoholic.
Back
to reality.
Yes. I mean, busy week. Busy week. My brain is overloaded.
Quick 2 days, 3 days in California.
My brain is overloaded just from people in our life trying to contact and like get, of course people want to hear stories, but then I need to like think about the leaked audio. And I mean, we had Beavercella, the Hulu event.
Yeah, a lot going on, and I just feel so sorry for you.
I'm not saying feel sorry for me. I'm telling you, my brain just froze. Do you know when did you ever study for finals, or did you just go for it?
Just went for it. Maybe a couple times I kind of studied, but I just went for it. I actually just told our babysitter downstairs that I never went into the library once.
I didn't really either, only for like group projects and stuff.
I just willed my way through college.
Big of a fur. But when I in college, when I had like 2 exams in one day, like my brain would just like freeze, and I just would that's how I feel right now.
Jet lag. We were LA to Detroit yesterday.
Yeah, definitely don't feel bad for me. Nothing's bad.
It's just Scamanda has rotted your brain. I think Scamanda has totally rotted. And I blame
Overload.
Mandy Battaglia.
Oh my gosh. Mandy Battaglia and Midwest. What did you think about that alleged leaked audio? The alleged leaked audio. That's what we woke up to.
I think we can get past the alleged part because Bravo knows it's real.
We're just not gonna get sued here.
But it's scary that she it sounds like she literally has no remorse. She's like stone cold Steve Austin. She's stone cold Amanda Battaglia.
She's awful.
I'm like forgetting it's Batula.
It's Battaglia now.
Battaglia actually sounds
I like saying Battaglia more.
Plug this thing in all the way. It's freaking me out.
It's fine.
But yeah, it's I think we're gonna get some really raw statements in this reunion. I think snake in the grass, slithering snake. It's a slithering.
Yeah, you really wanted me to use that sound today.
Yeah, because it's freaking funny.
I know it is. Do you think that this is the real her? Or do you think that she is also like this cute, this like really sweet? Or do you think like, oh, these are your true colors? Like you're a horrible person.
Well, there's something about her.
Oh, jeez.
Now that's funny.
Okay. Well, okay. Just, you know what? We can go there.
No.
What did you think about something about her? Because we went in there this weekend.
Well, I got a sandwich that looked like a BLT, but they suggested adding avocado and turkey. And boy, when I got that sandwich, that turkey was piled.
Loaded. I'm going to make a post about it. Don't you worry.
There was about 5 inches high of turkey.
That was massive.
Yeah, it was great though. Pretty good. Way too large of a lunch for me, but and I know you didn't check the bill, but it was kind of expensive, but it was good.
I guess that's something I should have done.
You know, sandwich, chips, and a drink. It was like $60.
Okay,
Jeez,
but like,
Pete's.
but also we're not gonna like name names, but other meals that we might have had on this trip, or like other drinks we might have drank on this trip. Don't you think that it was like a lot? Like it's actually like good.
Reasonable.
It's like good.
Yeah, I mean, it was Nobu versus.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about Nobu. I'm talking about other like things.
Such as what?
I'm not saying. I specifically don't want to say. I don't want to hate on places that might be related.
I honestly, I don't remember having a bad meal except for like the.
Okay, not the meal, the drink that I had.
Oh.
That I almost threw up.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I don't think you got the proper.
It was sick.
The proper one.
It was sick.
But anyways, I liked something about her. Nice little restaurant, a nice little small restaurant. We went around 11:30, nobody in there. And then once we got there, because we live in a simulation, everyone came from behind us and was ready to go.
It was pretty full. They had Uber Eats ready to go. And my sandwich was freaking good. Like I'm gonna want that again. Honestly.
Yours was a reasonable. I could hardly open my. I'm not kidding. I could not. I couldn't. I could hardly open my jaw.
Mine
big
was
enough.
So good.
But yeah, that was good. I went solo. I drank at Tom Tom by myself. That place kind of sucks.
Okay, well, that's what I was trying to not say.
It's Tom Tom. They're selling it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the vibe in there, like it's dark.
Did you see the picture of Tom and Tom kissing on the wall, or is that
I
gone?
don't think it's there. I went in there. Behind the bar
Whoa.
was like the clock, the mechanical clocks behind the bar. Kind of a couple families eating in there. Like I was the only one at the bar. Actually, no, I wasn't, because that woman from Weyburn, Saskatchewan came up to me. They were trying to steal. Did I tell you this story?
No.
Why they approached me?
Uh-uh.
So I was drinking my vodka soda with a lemon and a lime, and they were walking out and they said, "Hey, can we steal this glass?" And they go, "Will you say anything?" And I'm like,
What?
the bartender walked away and I'm drinking and I'm like,
does it say Tom Tom on it or
no,
something?
just a glass.
What?
And then she sounded Canadian, so I said blah blah blah, Michigan, and that was a wild story. But anyway, so yeah, that's how that happened. But yeah, I was by myself, pretty much, had a couple drinks, and
because I was at the Hulu event.
Yes.
That's why you were by yourself.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
About what?
I mean, being at the Hulu event. What were you feeling when I was gone?
Like you were probably having the time of your life. Like, what do you mean?
What did you feel in your heart when you closed the door on me in my Uber or my Lyft?
I was nervous for you.
You were?
Yeah, you were. I was hoping you weren't going to show up and them say, this was all fake. This was all a dream.
You were thinking that?
You never know.
That never even crossed my mind.
Hollywood.
That never even crossed my mind.
And then when I was watching you on Life 360,
yeah, he was watching my every move.
And then I just saw you moving within the mansion. But
oh, you did?
I saw you. Yeah, you're kind of, and then yeah, and then I knew you were up to something, obviously, because we text pretty quick back and forth. So there was a delay. So I knew you were.
And I'm really not good at like when I'm out, like I can't, like I'm really bad at communicating with you because I'm like, I feel like I have ADHD.
Because Marciano is drinking out of your margarita.
That was one of my questions. Okay, so Marciano was one of the only people that like was like, I recognize you. And I was like, well, probably my content, because I made a Vanderpump Villa video that day. And I was wondering about him. Like I was like, okay, he's gonna be an absolute douchebag. I just thought that he was gonna be like Jax or whatever. And he was incredibly kind. However, so the girl I was with that had a matching outfit, they're like friends. So we went up to him together. And then I had a fresh margarita. And he was like, can I drink your margarita? He's like, I don't want all of it. I just want like a couple sips. And I was just like, sure, Marciano. Like, I was drinking out of the straw and he drank out of the cup. Do you think that's weird?
I think it's weird on his part, but I mean, I don't care.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't care if the guy drank a margarita. Wasn't he making out with the Salt Lake?
Making out with Mormon wife. Well, Salt Lake City Mormon wife, whatever. They were making out right before, so I had his saliva and Jesse's saliva in my margarita. And
then those chicks do some wacky stuff, so you had about 1,000 people's saliva in your mouth.
You know what? I wonder if she doesn't want him to drink or something like that.
Is that clocking to you?
Possibly.
Maybe he's trying to sneak some sips because he was getting in trouble drinking. Who knows?
But I feel like she's the one that drinks out of the Mormon wives. Didn't she have like you don't remember? She had like a flask one time in like the hot tub or something.
I think a lot of them drink. I think that was just like growing up, they didn't drink. I think Hollywood has pushed them to have some cocktails.
So were you disturbed that Marciano wanted to drink my margarita?
Not one bit.
He was a gentleman to me other than that.
Yeah. All right. You also met Topanga.
Oh, yeah, I met Topanga, and I told her that I named my dog Mr. Feeney, and then I want another French bulldog that's a girl named Topanga, and I called her Topanga to her face.
My two dream girls.
I know. That's really nice.
I just burped. I didn't want to blow it in your face.
Oh, thanks. And what did you think?
What?
The flight home.
The flight home?
When I got stuck in the bathroom?
I mean, this is one of the most ridiculous things I was embarrassed. We had an hour delay because of the weather radar. So we're stuck on the runway. It's fine. It's not like it was miserable. We're watching movies and it's air conditioned, whatever. Lindsay went to the bathroom and I'm like, I'll just stand up because I got nothing else to do. We're stuck here.
But it was like all the way back. Like I had no idea that you walked back with me.
And then I was like, okay, I'm actually going to go pee because I don't know if they're going to say like, hey, we're going to leave soon. So I didn't want to be the guy that's in the bathroom while they're trying to taxi away from the gate. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I went in the bathroom and I pee and, record time as I do, just quick 20, 30 seconds to give you a picture of me in the restroom.
Your drizzle.
When you go into airplane bathroom, the little notch on the door,
It's called a lock.
Once you put the lock on, good, thank you. That is a lock, actually, now that I think about it. The lights turn on in the bathroom.
Sure do.
And I unlocked it and walked out. But when I'm peeing, I am hearing a wrestling match in the bathroom. There's 3 bathrooms back there.
I didn't even know there were 3. That's what that was partially confused. 2
bathrooms next to each other. There's one across. So there's 3.
Oh my god.
So the one next to me is like it was like a cartoon. So I'm out, and then that person was out, and then I hear Lindsay like beating the door down, and she's like, I'm stuck in the bathroom, and this lady is like, yeah, like she was like,
she was stuck in the bathroom too.
And I'm like, the calm voice, I go, Lindsay. She goes, are you talking to me? Who else am I talking to?
Well, first of all, I was confused why you were even there. And I thought I didn't have my phone with me. I was going into full freaking panic. Like, this plane is going to have to like drill me out of here with a saw.
It's a door.
Okay, I thought I was trapped.
So I called me, said, Lindsay, there's a notch on the door. Move it. And then I'm like, she is panicking. And I see, like, from the outside, it goes vacant or occupied or whatever. And it was green, which means you can walk right in. And then she just walked out. Like, it was like you didn't know how to unlock the door.
Okay. But why did it happen to the other woman at the same exact time?
Because we live in a simulation. I'm not sure. You guys
We were doing it at the same exact time.
I could tell. I heard the banging.
And I got out and she's like, I was trapped too. And I like wanted to hug this random woman.
But I just easily got out myself. Like I'm
It didn't happen to me the next time.
Yeah, so that's our airplane story that I wanted to forget about because I was so embarrassed that, rows 30 to 35 were just listening to my wife get locked in the bathroom because she doesn't know how to unlock a bathroom.
I wanted somebody to know, hey, I'm in here. Help.
And guess what? As always, I'm there to help. I had to make sure she got to California by herself. I had to make sure every
Excuse
Uber.
me, I am very capable.
You would have had I don't know what you would have done without me.
You really think that I can't get to California by myself when I did that literally 2 weeks before I met you for Pride with my friend?
All right, let's move on from the bathroom story.
Thank you very much.
Great few days. Beverly Hills is a like make-believe place. The people, the money, it is just, we're from the Midwest. We live in a nice area. We live near a city called Birmingham. We see the rich, the famous Michigan people, but this was shocking.
It was a lot.
This was like the outfits. It's like you're walking through Instagram. No matter if you're 70 years old or 20 years old, you are wearing like social media. You are putting on a show.
I told our babysitter, it's like Hunger Games, how you go to the Capitol. And we live in like I don't think we live in like District 12. Well, sometimes in the wintertime, it feels like District 12.
This is not clocking for me right now. I don't know
Whatever.
what the districts mean.
Back to Bravo. We watched Summer House from the hotel.
Yes, we did.
It was fun. We were eating brunch and watching it.
Had a nice little room service.
Well, first off, this week you were making fun of Mark's laugh from Ladies of London. Do you want to demonstrate?
I don't remember. It caught me off guard. He followed you
I still didn't see it.
He followed you today.
I love Mark, even though he's such a little, biatch, but I love it. Same with Kimmy. But
Mark.
That's really great news for me.
Mark Vendelli. What
a doll. What did you think about Amanda shaking her butt right after Sarah was sad?
It was typical. She's brutal. She sucks. We got to the point that Amanda Batula sucks and she doesn't mean anything. She says everything on the camera.
She's disgusting.
Bad.
What did you think about Kyle Cook bringing drinks to West and Amanda when they were talking? That made me feel sick for him.
I mean, they were at an event and he went and got people some drinks. And yeah, I mean, obviously at the time you wouldn't have thought anything of it. But looking back, I mean, the guy just trying to get his friends, make them happy. And
What about the hug between West and Amanda?
very tight hug, nice closed eyes. She really felt that one.
People are weirded out by the kiss on the cheek, but like some of your guy friends kissed me on the cheek.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not weird. I feel like they all kiss each other on the cheek on that show.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. And then what did you think about Sierra wanting to be friends with West again?
I don't know.
And then like snuggling and stuff.
She is obviously connected to the guy, and that's where the feelings come from. So maybe she said she didn't want to be friends. It was best not to be, but then they talked because he knows exactly what to say. And him and Amanda definitely put together a script to say to her. And yeah.
Barf City. Do you think that Amanda texted West to come upstairs when she was on FaceTime with Sierra? Did you see that part?
I did see that part. I guess I never thought about that, but it's very possible she could have easily said, "Hey, I'm talking to Sierra if you want to come up here."
Yeah. Like, come apologize while I'm in here. And then Jesse was on Watch What Happens Live. Do you believe that he really believed that they were dating in late Feb?
I do believe him because I don't think West and him are very close friends, and I don't think he was in the loop. I don't think they ever were.
They really snuggle each other in the morning.
On the weekend they have each other. I don't think they had each other's backs all week long. So I think Jesse's telling the truth. I mean, I think he obviously is being honest that he saw them in Miami going on a date without him. Like, yeah, I believe the guy. But then the Mia thing came out and he was maybe possibly BravoCon dating. So I believe that he saw some suspicious activity in late Feb.
Crazy.
But yeah, this leaked audio from the reunion, it seems like, I mean, it's going to be a full-blown attack on West and Amanda, and they are fighting back. It seems as though they are fighting back.
What a bad move. What a stupid move.
Again, people are going to say this isn't as bad as Sandoval. I think this is going to be way worse because Sandoval and Raquel were like, yeah, we effed up. This was bad.
Yeah, they were like, and then we never saw Raquel again.
And they disappeared. Amanda and West are not going to disappear.
No, this is like way worse to me. Also, I never liked Tom or Raquel, and I was obsessed with Amanda.
Yeah.
Anyways, and why the F did Amanda wear a fur jacket leaving the reunion with Wes? Like,
because
it's literally 70 degrees here.
She thinks she's a star.
Don't you think it's pretty warm in New York City right now for a fur coat? Maybe she's Cruella, and she killed a bunch of puppies for her jacket.
That is really harsh.
That's Cruella.
No, she's it was, you know, they know cameras are on them. They're trying to look cool. Leaving together is crazy too. It's like, hey, for one night, maybe split up. I mean, what are we doing?
I really, truly think that they have a thing where they like to bang, okay? And they've been doing this for a really long time. And like when she was married and when he was dating around, and they just are totally fine with the other one doing whatever, and then they always come back and bang. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I really don't know. I think
do you think she's in love?
I don't think he's banging a bunch of other chicks. I don't think she's doing anything different, so it's a one-sided thing, that's for sure.
But Amanda said that they pre-gamed her date, Southern Hospitality Mia.
Yeah.
So like she's just like cool with him doing that?
Yeah, I think that was way early on. I think she had some thoughts there. I just don't know if they were full blown in one at that point.
Do you think she's in love with him?
Yes, because she's a dummy.
How long do you give them?
They won't last past the summer. No doubt. No doubt, because guess what? West is going to call it quits, and West is going to call it quits and try to get back his...
Do you think he's really going to break up with her, or is he just going to stray? Like,
they're going to do it. They're so dumb. There's going to be another joint statement that they've decided to go their separate ways.
Her third joint statement within 6 months.
I saw someone's I don't know, the creator. She said, yeah, we haven't talked about Sierra on Dancing with the Stars, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
But that's
Well,
where I'm
that's-
getting to.
Yeah.
She said Amanda was this close to Dancing with the Stars, but she decided to just go
Yeah, she lost
to
it.
local sports bars with West and his friends instead of taking off. Like, that's the choice she made, to go hang out
It's
with West
so
at
pathetic.
sports bars and bang him or launch your career. What a moron. But again, I think things would have come out anyways. Even if recently she would have gone her separate ways from West, I think things would have come out and they still would have been in a bad spot. It wouldn't have been as bad. Yeah, it would have been bad. It would have been bad.
Guess what? Instead of a worm with a mustache, she's a snake with boobs.
Yes, she is. Floppy naturals.
Those floppy pancakes.
Extra butter.
Mm.
What else we got?
Snake with big old knockers. Anyways, that's all I have for you.
Well, that was ridiculous.
That's what she is.
A snake with big old floppies.
Big old knockers.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Jugs.
It's like we haven't even been able to talk about much other stuff, but I mean, well,
I'm exhausted
I
by
wouldn't
it.
know what else to talk about anyways.
That's
It's the only thing I'm kind of glued to at the moment regarding
it.
your Bravo television. So
Yeah.
all
All
right, see ya.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Ugh, this was such a fun week. Such a fun week. And I'm so excited to see what comes next. I mean, I don't know how I can top this event this week. It was so much fun, and buying my bag, and I just feel really lucky. And you know, dreams do come true. Like, meeting Stassi was such a full circle moment for me. So I mean, like, just dream big, you guys. You never know what's going to happen. Manifest, you know, like Amanda Francis. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good week.
Okay, I think I've said enough. If you liked what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, all the things. And that's what Lindsay says.